right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to talk about how bad solar is in the current sandbox that it is. Regardless of the Titan bubble nerf that was attached to resilience, regardless of the Warlock whale that's attached to resilience, they did nerf the whale, in my opinion, too, with all that. They don't want the whale back into the balance of power. But let's talk something specifically for the hunters. So let's segue. Let's get some baseline. So if we go to the Titan, and if we're using the Melis Pentapolia, whatever, if we're using the Manus Pelapolia, then we're throwing the hammer, catching the hammer. It does a thing called cure. Keeps you in the fight, right? Cure keeps you in the fight, negates some damage for about a second and a half or a second. It's cool, right? Phoenix Cradles feels good. The Path of Burning Steps to feel good. All that feels good. Cool. The class item, it's got some good combinations. It's fair. Crest of Alpalupe, you can use it with everything. Pyro Gale really hits like a truck. Baseline, we're getting a baseline here. We're talking about hunters and the overall factor of solar. Solar is bad at the moment. And Solstice, I hope that this was a big testing ground for what solar can be. So you see the fire spurts going out of the enemy's head, giant solar balls on the area, creating flaming orbs just like tangles. All that stuff feels good. It feels almost as good as Warmind Cells did. You remember Warmind Cells? You could do some things, cause some explosions. It was kind of broken. Solar came out the gate hot. And it hasn't felt the same since they nerfed Loreley's. Ever since they got rid of the way that it functioned, really getting away from the health regen. You use Loreley's now, there's only about one way you can build it. Only one way. Same thing with the Hunter. Not so much for the Warlock, but that's a different thing. So, Solar feels so bad to use that for those who want to use it, reach out to Prismatic, and now they have some sort of hybrid fire ice build or fire or solar type of strand build, something of that nature. There's a hybrid. But for those who want to run pure solar, you ain't got no skin in the game. You can't use solar the way it was because it was neutered so bad. So bad. So bad, in fact, that once Solstice is over and this mediocre, luxurious set, this thing is done, we're going to need some real, we're going to need some real looking into solar. Every other thing feels good. Bolt charge, hitting and attacking an enemy with a melee. Some of the featured weapons for Arc. Some of the feature weapons for Arc is good. They're good. Some of the feature weapons for Solar are okay. They're okay, but they're not good. I don't know why they didn't bring some of the better ones for featured, but they got some of the cream of the crop for all the other stuff that could be featured. If you use Slayer's Fang, you're penetrating and destroying overload champions, gaining true sight, doing weaken. It's strong. It's strong. And then Centrifuge, it's as good as the, what is that gun called? Like the Zealots Prime back in the day. You remember Zealots? Rise of Iron, shooting out arc damage, beautiful. Chef's Kiss. Outbreak Perfected with all the bells and whistles on it. Gun could be naked, butt naked, out in the streets. Still good. Outbreak Perfected, still good. No catalyst, no intrinsic. All that extra stuff, cherry on top. Choir of One, right? So we looked at, did you follow where I'm going with this? We looked at a Void. We looked at a Kinetic. We're looking at another Void auto rifle. We looked at Arc. But for Solar, they gave us Polaris Lance again. Nothing wrong with Polaris. But how many times, who's sick of using it? I'm raising my hand. Who's sick of using it because it does so much. Infinite ammo, scorches, ignition, steady. But there's only so long that you can hear that choo 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 ka-ching before that's ringing in your head in the middle of the night. Tommy's matchbook works fine. Kills you. Kills you in content where your shields break. You are intentionally building for shield break. And you get punished for it. Can't use it. Devil's Rune's not anyone's cup of tea. It's not. It's niche. Mainly used on Titans now. Very good. Fire Sprite and that hammer thing we talked about earlier. Hierarchy of needs does not scorch, does not inflict scorch, does not do ignitions. Can you be updated, please? Can Tikus be updated, please? Because I don't know if you guys have used the arc one. It's the arc bow. Still good. I don't know if you've used the void bow, lay monarch. Still good. Still good. They fixed Wicked Implement. Feels real good. Barrel Dyad. Everybody wishes they can get the intrinsics and stuff for this right now. So good. Now, going back to this. Caliban's hand, Arthur's Embrace. Arthur's Embrace, you may say, well, it does ignitions and stuff. It's niche. It's okay. I've used it. It's okay. It's not good. It's okay. Caliban's hand feels like it's been nerfed. Sometimes it don't trigger with the whole radiance hit thing. Like I have to have radiance before I throw the thing before the knife would hit. I would get radiance because of my fragments, and then it would explode or kill the enemy. There was a different trigger that happened that made it work. Right? So, but it don't really, it's goofy. It's goofy in that way. It don't work like that most of the time. It isn't working like that most of the time. I am getting radiant and then I'm getting a kill with it, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole mess of things. Lucky Pants doesn't feel like it's doing anything really game breaking for hand cannons. The buff goes away after a short amount of time. I don't know if the buff should go away a short amount of time. I put this in the same category with this solar stuff is because I don't know if it augments Golden Gun, but it should. It should work better with Golden Gun, especially with the ad clearing one. If we have the Celestial Nighthawk for the single shot, Lucky Pants should do something for the other one. They didn't give us the Blade Barrage one. They didn't give us that. They didn't give us Shards of Galanor. They didn't give us that for some reason. Everyone loves Blade Barrage, especially a solo Blade Barrage. It really just speaks to the character of the person you are. Young Ahamkar Spine, they are like afraid to do anything with that. They didn't give us Celestial Nighthawk, a key piece in Solar. And when you don't use Celestial, your Golden Gun hits like a wet noodle. In my opinion, a super should do enough damage on its own merit, right? It should do enough damage on its own merit, and the exotic elevates it to a new level. That makes sense. That it does enough on its own in order for me to use something else outside of the meta kit for it. Speedloader Slacks, been good. I bring this up because it's, in my opinion, it outshines Lucky Pants. It does enough for hand cannons with reload speed, handling, grants it to your allies, and using any combination of stuff from here for prismatic solar hybrid, way better than using anything else. With still equipping Blade Barrage, or no, you can't do Blade Barrage, you'd have to do Golden Gun. So you're not going to do Golden Gun, so you're going to do something else. So are you really solar anymore? Are you? If you take away the super from solar and use something else with a solar kit, are you solar anymore? Warlocks get in Enonia, very good PvE. Prometheum Spur. I've used it. It's good. It's very good. Boots of the Assembler. The healing mage I've always wanted to be. Starfire Protocol. We know this is good. We know it. We know this is good. It's Starfire Protocol. We've always wanted it to be. We always knew it was good, but then it got that ornament. It's a whole thing. They didn't give us Rain of Fire. I wouldn't expect them to give us Rain of Fire without keying in with. They don't want Vex Mythic class to be running wild again, but that's all right. Cool. So let's go to the kit. Let's go to the kit. The kit almost seems like it has to be used, right? Almost seems like it has to be. That's tricky, right? Almost seems like it has to be with the Hunter. You need this. Power melee attacks make you radiant. You get some bonuses and stuff for that. You need Restoration, which they've heavily nerfed on how you get it. You got to trigger a thing to do a thing to get a thing. And then the Ember of Empyrean extend Radiant and Restoration. We've already dug into that. And then Tempering, increase health, right? And then we have Solace, Radiant and Restoration effects have increased duration. Turns a 5-second timer and a 10-second timer into a 15 and a 10-second timer, respectively, to those, right? So you get a bigger base doing the thing. Now, if you want something outside of that, you're trying to cause explosions, ignitions, scorching, you're going to die. You're going to get out there, you're going to die. But some of you may be saying, right? We're already 11 minutes in. Some of you may be saying, well, I'll just use Red Death. Why you got to do that? Why do you have to do that? Because they're pushing you into the Polaris Lance featured. Red Death is good. Red Death feels good. Why you got to do all that? Ariana's Vow does in high-end content. Master, I think it's Master, above Master, whatever, Expert. I don't know how these tiers work. I forget. Anything in the 300 category, you're not popping a single shot. You're not popping an anti-barrier champion with a single shot. You're 2-shot and 3-shot, depending on if you've how that all plans out. It's not good. It's not good. You can't get the pop in time in order to get the ignition off, which is kind of like a wet noodle. So you put it away. You use something else. Mint Retrograde, Strand gets the pop every time. Shoot, 2-2-2. Bow. Does the whole thing. You got the stunning champion on, causes the ignition. What am I using Ariana's for? Go to something else. Next. You can't really use the kit. It's been neutered and nerfed, and nothing really cures you. The luxurious armor does not cure you. It heals you. We should be done with this heal. Heal primarily affects the way that your health and shields come back, and it tops off like a little bit, 10 to 15 health. It's not good. It's something healing you ain't good. We need everything to either cure us or trigger restoration or modify our health. Modify the health, not heal the health, modify it, granting you extra stacks of health for up to a certain amount of yada yada such and such, right? That digs that gets us deeper into using our overall kit. And that's what we want to do. We want to use the kit. But you can't survive out there. You're not surviving with a luxurious set. You're not surviving out there unless you have everything built in the heal. You got to heal. Void Overshields, very good. Frost Armor, very good. When you're amplified, I want to say you're harder to hit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say you're harder to hit when you're amplified. It grants you some type of bob and weave aspect. Woven Mail, in my opinion, is the timer's too short, but it provides a level of protection on you that is very easy to achieve for most classes, granting Woven Mail. So, but in their kit, they have Sever, they have Tear, They have things that weaken the enemies from doing damage to you, so it balances. So it don't really need not much tweaking. It's balanced. I would appreciate a woven mail at 7 to 10 seconds, but 5 seconds is what they gave us. Whatever. This is about solar and how it feels so bad. The luxurious armor set, even with the 4-piece, is still rapid solar final blows heal you. I don't know if you've seen this in practice, but it sucks. Using it with Red Death, not too bad. Why do I got to do that? Using it with, I want to say it's an avalanche. An avalanche with Scorch. The one that blows up. Incandescent. Using it with Incandescent is fair. You're getting Scorch stacks, you're getting kills, you're using a heavy. It's all right. The applications for it is pretty niche. It's pretty niche. And receiving healing temporarily grants your solar weapons increased flinch resistance, handling, and reload speed. What solar weapons out there do you know that really need that? There's not a lot of hard to handle solar weapons, if I'm not mistaken. So if I was to go into my vault and I was to take a gander, just a quick gander at solar weapons that would need that level of increased handling, stability, and reload speed, I personally can't see anything in here that would need all that. Potentially, but not really. Right? There's no hardcore solar weapons that need that assistance. Why wouldn't the 2-piece heal you? I don't like it. I don't like the word heal. I don't like it. Why wouldn't the 2-piece cure? Let's get it real. Cure you. And the 4-piece grants restoration times 1, or cure times 2, or modify your health. You're getting no bang for your buck here with the luxurious armor set, with the solstice, with the solar kit. It feels bad. It's all bad. The feature armor that they got for it, bad. The feature weapons they got for it, bad. You'll see people running Arc. Arc isn't even focused for this season. It's not focused for this season. But how many Titans do you see running Bolt Charge? How many Hunters do you see doing the Ascension? How many Warlocks have you seen out there dropping that giant static ball that's destroying enemies left and right? It's not even featured. I'm doing mythic content on Kepler, and I'm like, I need a Void Overshield. Help me, Titan. I need a real Guardian, because for some reason I decided to run an Infurious subclass because I thought it would be fun. And that's what I get. That's what I get for thinking. That's what I get for thinking that things could be fun in Destiny when it comes to using one of my favorite kits, which is Solar. They've gutted it. Solar needs to be looked at. Solar needs to be examined. Give it back some of its former glory, because right now this ain't it. If you see a person dying in some of the harder content, for one, they probably didn't pay attention to the modifiers, so oopsies on them. But secondly, they're probably running a solar kit, unless it's Warlock with the Viking funeral, infinite grenades, yada yada, such and such. All Hunters got now is a one-hit melee that barely works. So anyway, hopefully they fix Solar, because it don't feel good at all. Like, share, and subscribe. I don't know if the link to my other channels are out there. I do have a Discord. I don't know if anybody would want to join that. And I have a cooking channel. I have a Mangumson Plays channel. And I am getting the podcast channel off the ground here soon. I have some podcasts here and there I was dabbling, but that's coming soon. So get in where you fit in. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.